It came to my attention last night that somebody made a video that's currently getting thousands of views, accusing me of quite possibly the most heinous things you can accuse anybody of, which was very odd to me because prior to yesterday, I've never heard of this dude, never had a run in with him, never had an interaction. We've never crossed paths. But the dude decided he was gonna wake up and create a completely fabricated story about me for no apparent reason. Now, I have to applaud the dedication I do because to open yourself up to litigation like this and give me a slam dunk defamation case, what, for a couple thousand views? It looks like he's dedicated to being a content creator. I give you credit, bro, but you made a very big mistake. In this video, he presents diagrams and what he believes is evidence that my real name is David Jala and I'm actually a tier 1 offender on the registry for raping a woman while I was in college. But as he starts his theory, it became perfectly clear that the person he's talking about is not me and is very easily refutable. But he starts off his video knowing he's lying when he says, in my opinion, my theory is. So he's doing this thing that people do that think that that protects them from defamation. It doesn't, okay? If you think that you could say, in my opinion, I have a theory. My theory is that Poetic Flacco is a tier 1 offender who raped a woman in college. If you think that you can say, in my opinion, followed up by the most heinous defamation accusation ever, and then proceed in a 30-minute video giving evidence why you believe I'm a tier 1 offender, and if you think that, in my opinion, or I have a theory is going to protect you, then you should probably do more research on defamation, okay, buddy? You're done.
Now my theory is that Frederick Jala and David Jala are the same people.
David Jala is actually a relative of mine who's about 5 or 6 years older than me. But I guess the story that a relative of mine did something nasty and disgusting that no man can ever co-sign and I disavow it. I guess that story ain't juicy enough. So now this weirdo is created a fabricated lie that actually I'm David Jala and I've been concealing my identity the entire time.
Maybe go into a dorm room of somebody that you've talked to once or twice, and drop anchor, drop your Chinese food on the floor, and drop anchor, and start forcefully filling on somebody and ramming their head towards your crotch. That's what David Jala did.
Pay attention to how this dweeb thinks he's slick. He only shows one page of the document because he doesn't want to show the other pages because the other pages will debunk him trying to persuade his audience that I'm David Jala, him trying to persuade his audience that I'm a registered tier 1 offender, him trying to persuade his audience that I rape a woman in 2014 in college while I was still in high school. Because if you look at the full document actually quickly debunks everything he's saying. The full document actually highlights that David Jala was 9 years old in 2002. That would mean he would be 32 years old in 2025, 5 years older than me. We couldn't possibly be the same person. But it gets deeper than that. If you look at the full document, you will see the case number and you will see other identifying information that would allow you to locate the mugshot to see exactly if David Jala is me or if it's somebody else. And this is where their entire lie goes to the dump. The entire video gets thrown out because the mugshot is publicly available. We could all see who David Jala is. This is David Jala. This is who he says that I am. This is the case that he's talking about. Gross sexual imposition. Victim was a blank female. This is who he says I am. Now, this information is one of the easiest things to locate, but he only showed one page of the indictment, one page of the document, because he didn't want people to see the truth. This is one of the clearest cases of defamation I think anyone has ever had, bruh. I'ma really serve this boy, bruh. Yo, sir, I'm not sure if like you thought this was a good idea, if you thought you was gonna just lie and we won't be able to figure it out. We won't be able to kind of like declutter your web of lies so easily. Sir, you are a horrible liar, right? Everything you're saying is just easily Googleable. Anybody can just look up the mugshot and see it's not me. Look up the document and see that it's not me. The reason why I'm pursuing litigation and I'm not just chalking this up to he made a mistake, because this has been a consistent history, apparently. I discovered this dude yesterday and somebody put me on to another accusation he made about me. So in this case, he's claiming that my name is David Jala and I'm a tier one sex offender and I raped a woman before, right? But then in another video, he gives me another name. He tells people that I was arrested by the feds at some point for domestic terrorism. I was arrested by ICE. I was scheduled for deportation.
I don't know if he had done his research before joining this panel with Flacco, and if this was like a call out, or if he's just maybe he just has aura. Maybe he's tapped in with the frequencies of the earth and realized that he was sitting amongst somebody who was supposed to get deported by ICE, as this document that's on the screen says, because of his terrorism charges that he went to court for. The case got drawn out for a long time and then it got dismissed. But ICE was supposed to get rid of him and send him back to Liberia, but Liberia denied him coming back. Isn't that interesting? Why would Liberia not want you back, Flacco?
Some people are sick. Some people are just sickos, bro. I'm convinced this dude sit at home and just concoct head movies, bro, and then come on YouTube and lie. But the thing is, he's lying on the wrong one. Because if you look at the case he put up, there's a case number on that document. And if you pull up the case number, you very quickly realize that he's lying on me again, that obviously that's not me. The person charged in that federal case is actually a 43-year-old man named Richard Kulaba Jala, a 43-year-old man. So when he wants to defame me and lie about me being a tier one registered offender who raped a woman in college, he lies and says that I'm a 32-year-old man named David Jala. When he wants to defame me and say I'm a domestic terrorist who got a Fed case, I'm on a watch list, so hence I'm snitching. He then transforms me into a 43-year-old man named Richard Jala. The story are inconsistent because he's just simply making this up as he goes. And that's the sickest part about this all. Like, I could understand making videos or critiquing somebody, reacting to what they do, roasting them. To me, that's fine. But to wake up out the blue for no apparent reason whatsoever and lie on somebody and put the most heinous crimes to ever exist on them for no apparent reason whatsoever, oh, I'm gonna cook you, man. I, I'm yo, listen, bro. Yo, I'm putting every resource possible, bro, into making sure you are held accountable. I think he's doing these things because he thinks he's anonymous, which I don't know why he thinks he's anonymous. Bro, you're not anonymous. And the only reason why I'm not even saying your name in this video because I don't want to dox you, right? Like, no, I'm not you. Right? Like, you're not getting this video taken down. No, no, no. This video is gonna step and everybody is gonna see your lies. But think about how sick these people are. You wake up out of your bed and you have this much hatred in your heart for a man who you never met, never interacted with, who didn't know you exist before yesterday. You got this much hatred in your heart for this man that you will lie and put these allegations on them. Oh, I'm gonna cook you, bro. Now, here's the thing. I have enough resources to defend myself and defend my name. Do you have enough resources to defend your lies against me? And you better figure it out quickly. Because I'm going to make an example out of you, bruh. You can't just lie on people. You can't just lie on me. Yo, and people who are in the comment section are really believing this. And here's the thing. He goes out of his way to craft up these like different lies to play into his head movies. Because he can't explain why the paperwork is saying that David Jala is 32 years old and Poetic Flacco is 27, because he can't explain that, he then just lies. He finds a random picture of me, I believe, in the 8th or 9th grade. and claims that this is proof that I was a high school senior in 2012. So hence, I'm actually 32 years old. Look at the extent to which he goes to lie on me.
The picture, from 2012 April, where he's standing next to his friend. Um, this, this is where it's up to the audience to decide. Do you think Flacco appears to be in the 7th or 8th grade in that photo? Or do you think that he looks like a shorter high school senior? In my opinion, that looks like a photo of a 5'4" to maybe 5'6" high school senior. And I could see, Flacco has said that he's played on the tennis team, that he was a good charge stuck. David Jalla did end up getting charged with a 4th-degree felony sex charge. All right, so this timeline kind of maps out the potential of Freaky Frederick actually being David Jalla, same person. So arrives 2002, 2003. I'm not going to read it all through with you guys. You guys can pause this and read through each bullet point yourself. But um, it's important to note that anywhere from 6th grade through 12th grade, he must have been held back at some point. I would assume that it was due to speech. He being David, we don't know for a fact that this is Frederick, but for the sake of the theory and the also important photo, that the last little breadcrumb that was left on the internet from Jala's early social media days, that 2012 photo with Monty, it helps us to be able to paint this theory out. Um, Anyways, back into the alleged theory.
Must have been held back. Oh, he's certain, right? And he provides this diagram that essentially leads to the conclusion that I graduated high school in 2012. But again, like his lies are so elementary that it's so easily debunkable. Here is a yearbook that lists me as the class of 2016. On a more serious note, man, I'm truly praying for this brother. I pray that he's well. Now, it's not gonna stop me from holding you accountable. Because at this point, this is not just gonna go away. Right? You're not gonna wake up in a week and we're all gonna forget about this. No, bro. I'm going to aggressively pursue you and make you defend everything you said about me. Everything. You're gonna be held accountable. And I don't know your financial situation. So I'm sure, you know, you can afford an attorney. I'm just telling you, please get on top of that, bro. Get on top of that today, actually. The audacity, man. Yo, what is wrong with y'all? What is truly wrong with y'all, bruh? Why do y'all behave like this? Now, this is gonna be my last time probably addressing him on this channel. However, on the Patreon, I have an update June 27th. So June 27th will be my next update for our litigation. I'm gonna aggressively pursue this dude. Cause at this point, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Right. And even with the videos that he made in the past, right? Like, yo, I would think if you're making a video calling me David Jala, even though that's a lie, the least you would do is edit or delete the last video of you calling me another name and another age with another crime. But that's still up. And that's the thing about social media, man, is I feel like, again, I'm not completely void of any guilt here. At some point in my social media career, I did engage in toxicity. I did engage in filth. I did engage in drama. But at some point, I feel like everybody can see, man, um, I'm making a concerted effort to upgrade my life, to elevate, to change, to be more positive, right? To change lives and help people. And the fact that the more I try to change my life, the more parasites like this come around for no apparent reason whatsoever because we've never interacted. Parasites like this come around and just lie on me, try to attack me for no reason, and I don't understand why. But this one around, he's not getting away with it. I swear on my dead grandfather, I will hold this guy accountable for everything he did in this video. This is one of the clearest cases of defamation I think I've ever seen. And if he thinks that, in my opinion, theory, while stating for a fact, while arguing with your people in the comment section about why you're right about my age, even though you were lying, if you think you're protected, well, hey, man, I'm sure you're looking forward to defending your right to defame me in court, man. All right. So see you soon, bud. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think of this? Why do people lie? Why is this parasite making multiple videos telling lies about crimes that I've never committed? Let me know in the comment section, man. And if you're still watching this, man, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen and find out about what happens when, a gangster rapper, a famous gangster rapper, finally catches his biggest internet hater. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.